Let's see. How do you start a sports episode?
Dun 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 dun.
Nice on.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Well, hi, folks. Welcome to Hooiser Main. It's Thursday, and it's time for the big Mario sports episode. The rant. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I'm so jacked up. I think we need to tell the story to the audience.
Yes.
Right. Get them on board with our excitement, and then we can kind of share and relish in that together. I don't know how this started. We're coming down from the high of recording a podcast, and we're like, man, that was awesome. We're talking about some old games. And like I do, I perused pricecharting.com, a popular site for game collecting. We're not sponsored or anything like that. Just plug in a website I use all the time. I start going through the Mario sports games. You know, they're about $20, $30, kind of on par for a GameCube games. We realize they made compilation games that had all of them in it. They were made by Square Enix, made by some of the greatest musical artists that Square Enix has, and they're on the 3DS and the Wii. And we were mind blown. We literally for almost 2 hours just went down a giant rabbit hole of trying to find these games, and when they came out, how we missed them. Yeah, that's where we are now. We're just kind of riding that high.
I'm losing my mind here, okay? We sat down and played Baldur's Gate 3, and Anthony was searching stuff up on sports games. We were talking about him a little bit because we were still excited about the Switch 2 stuff because they were talking about some of the things that we were like, oh man, I never really played Mario Power 10. Oh yeah, I played a little bit. Oh, I played a bunch actually. And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna look it up on eBay." And that's when you find those damn cards.
Oh yeah,
the amiibo cards.
They made amiibo cards for all of the sports games. I didn't even, amiibo. I didn't even realize was a thing back then. There's like 150 cards, trading cards for these sports games, and I was losing my mind. They're like $5 each on eBay. You know, obviously not anything crazy, not something like a huge collector's item, but I was just like, what? So when you would buy the game, I guess it came with a pack of cards. You could just collect them all, trade them all. Yeah, I was mind blown.
Okay, here's the other thing, folks. The next part of this story is these cards are for a game that we didn't know existed, Mario Sports Superstars. That's the name of the game. But we were trying to figure out what they were for, and when we fucking figured it out, we found out that this game was made by Camelot, right? And we were like, oh man, I didn't know Camelot made a Mario Sports game, another Mario Sports game for the 3DS. I didn't know that. This game has fucking horse racing in it. What? It's the fucking Mario horse race. It's the Legend of Zelda horse racing mechanic. I was like, what the fuck? And then you can play tennis, you can play soccer, you can play baseball. What?
Insane that they had it. And it's the full games. It's a compilation of all of the full games. And it's just out there, and it's alive, and we didn't know it. And we lost our minds.
What I left off that you can play golf. It's got soccer, baseball, tennis, golf, horse racing. That's 5 sports in this game. I want to play this game so bad. 2017.
I was flabbergasted.
That's when it came out. I'm still upset. I'm getting jacked up just thinking about it again. So then we go to look for it. We're like, wow, what the heck? And so we're typing in the sports games names. Well, I mean, we'll just reveal all the titles now, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So you were talking about made by Square Enix. So on the DS, we've always known that this game existed. I had a DS, but I was like kind of had moved away from playing the sport. I mean, a Mario sports game, those games are much more fun with people. But when I was playing my DS, I didn't really play with anybody. Didn't have a bunch of friends that had DSs because those are for kids. And I was, 19, 2005 or 6. I don't remember when the DS was out. But the Mario Hoops 3-on-3 game. You would think that this game was made by Camelot, the people who make the Mario sports games, which we're going to circle back around to that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But This game was made by fucking Square Enix.
Yeah.
What?
The A team. Like, I was like, what are you talking about? So you're telling me Nintendo and they just had this secret handshake behind closed doors, go ahead and make a game again, and they relegate them to Mario sports games? And they're insane, and they have custom characters and custom soundtracks? I lost my mind, dude. I was losing my mind. I mean, we're losing our minds right now, and we're thinking about it. I can't believe that we missed out on this.
Okay, and then so he was talking about who wrote the music for these other two sports games made by Square Enix. The music was made by Soken. He's the guy that's behind XIV music. Well, not all of it, but really a important heavy hitter for XIV. And I think later, well, that's Final Fantasy 14. And then later, I think Final Fantasy 15 or 16, maybe? 16, I think. I don't remember. Well, that's because also Papa Yoshi worked with him on that, I'm sure. But I can't believe Soken does the music, and the music's good. I watched the videos for it. So the roster is filled out, and this is 3-on-3 hoops. It's filled out with a bunch of Mario characters. And then fucking there's a couple Square Enix characters, like Moogle and I think the Cactuar, I can't remember, and maybe White Mage and Ninja or something like that. I think it's so crazy to me. This is so crazy. So then they go on to make Mario Sports Mix, and this is on the Wii, okay? We're talking like little Jared and little Anthony are in college now, and I'm balls deep in Warcraft. I'm no longer a console gamer. I'm no longer looking at my Wii. We're looking at my Wii, but not that one. So I don't even know this game exists. This game looks incredible, man. I am just like blown away by the different sports you can play in this game. This game's got volleyball, ice hockey, dodgeball, and basketball. So the basketball returns. I think this one's set up in a 2v2. But the ice hockey, the puck is a fucking coin, dude.
I'm so disappointed in myself that I let this slip through my fingers. I'm so angry. I mean, this is exactly what we wanted. This is exactly what we were talking about during that sports episode, where these are some of the best sports games ever made, not only by Nintendo standard or by Square Enix, but from all of gaming. And they're just out there. Like, you could just go buy it. I mean, obviously not new now, but I can't believe we missed them.
My favorite thing, it's not even favorite. I'm mad about this. Nintendo, okay, Square Enix, I don't know when the last time they made a Mario game or any game for Nintendo. But I remember the one game that really set me off on RPGs like all the fucking way. Because a longtime Mario guy, longtime Nintendo guy, they make Square Enix, it was just called Squaresoft, I think, at that time, made fucking Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars on the Super Nintendo. And it was an incredible game. Incredible. They introduced two of their own Mario designed characters. Geno, a puppet star character who inhabits a puppet because he's got so much power. He's got to oh my God, amazing. And then Mallow, who's a cloud character that thinks he's a fucking frog. I love those characters. They've never come back. So they make this amazing RPG game better than anything that fucking Nintendo could make, except for maybe the Mario and Luigi games. They are almost on par with Super Mario RPG. They just can't quite get it. And so Nintendo must have been like, hey, you could make a game for us again, but it's going to be a sports game. But so the funny thing about that is, too, I'm kind of still pissed here, because Camelot was responsible for the Shining Force RPG games. So what is it with Nintendo and forcing fucking RPG superstars to make fucking sports games?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you kind of not glazed over. You were explaining it perfectly. But if you've never played Mario RPG, you need to go play it. It's an incredible game. But you're exactly right. I think there has to be some kind of animosity there between Nintendo where they were just like, stop making better games than us. Here, go make a stupid sports game. And they just puffed their chest out. Okay, well, I will make a sports game. I'm going to make the best damn sports game you've ever heard of. Hey, what? What are you talking about? I'm so angry.
I mean, the sports games, I'm just like, the sports games that fucking Camelot makes, I love those games. They're so good. And they're RPG versions of those games. The Mario Golf game, the Mario Tennis game, they're on the Game Boy Color. Amazing fucking RPG games. Stat building, equipment growth. Like, what? Okay, so Camelot is also responsible for the Golden Sun trilogy. Many people probably don't really like to count the last game in the Golden Sun series because it wasn't as well received. I will say it. I think part of the luster is lost when a game moves from pixel to 3D if it's not done right.
Sure, that's fair.
Anyway, that we're not talking about the fucking Golden Sun games. We're talking about these fucking Mario sports games that we've never got to play. Normally, we don't do this, folks. We don't talk about games that we haven't played. We're going to be hunting these games down and playing these games.
This is my new obsession. If you ever want to kind of see inside my brain, I love scouring eBay and finding deals and finding old classical games for as cheap as humanly possible, and then salvaging them and bringing them into my gamer library, as I so affectionately call it. And then I just look at them and wish that I could have the time to play them. But these will be top of the priority, immediately purchased, and they will be immediately played and shared.
The greatest thing about these games that we're talking about is they're rated pretty well. The Superstars game is not rated really high. There's a lot of criticism around it when I was reading about it. People talking about it's just like, not as in depth as the other games. But I mean, you're getting 5 sports games on a 3DS. I just don't expect them to be perfectly in depth. But for on-the-go sports play, man, I miss the 3DS. That's what I have to say about that. I fucking miss the 3DS.
You kind of showed me the joy of the 3DS. I am not a handheld gamer. I like to play sitting down, looking at what I'm playing, enjoying it that way. I'm not the type of person like, I'm going to go sit on the porch and play a game. I don't like to do that. I like to sit in the dark, make it as dark and cold and inhospitable as I can. And then I like to play my games like that. You showed me the joy of the 3DS to the extent that I bought 2 of them. One I used the correct way, and one I used, we'll say, for the high seas. And I have not looked back since. I love the 3DS.
The 3DS was the right direction. The 3D gimmick of it, I could live without. I think I ended up buying the new 2DS. It was called the new 2DS, the new 3DS. I bought the 2DS because I don't really care for the 3D gimmick. I thought it was cool initially, and I had a little one, and then I got like a Pokemon exclusive one, obviously. And then later, I at the end of the 3DS's life cycle, they were selling these 2DSs at a really nice price, big screens. Oh my god, I just love that system. Obviously, they've made the right choice with the Switch, but I don't know, man. These Mario sports games, we've talked a little bit about them in previous retrospectives. I don't think we did an N64 one really retrospective on the N64, but that was my introduction to those Mario sports games. We've talked a little bit about them here and there, but Mario Tennis was the one that really pulled me in to these Mario sports games. I didn't give a shit about no Mario Golf, no Mario Tennis or nothing. And then I don't know why we got that game. I don't remember. I'm surely one of my brothers remembers, but when I got sucked into that, and then I was like, "Oh, they got it on the Game Boy Color. Oh, I'm gonna get it. I love that game." And then it's just this in-depth RPG. I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" That was a great time, dude. I didn't play sports, folks. I wasn't a sports player when I was a kid, obviously. Play video games.
I think it's very hard to get somebody who does not watch or play sports invested or involved in said sports. I've said this, I play golf still to this day. I would never want to sit down and watch a golf match. I would never expect you to sit down and watch a golf match. I had so much fun playing Mario Golf Toadstool Tour on GameCube because I'm sitting down with my friends and it's the exact same experience as if we were sitting in a golf cart, ribbing each other. And anytime somebody shanks their shot and it goes crazy, you give them. Obviously, we're not trying to put anybody down or anything like that, but there's that level of competitiveness that I think we shared it. I think for the first time in Blood Bowl, it's not even necessarily that I'm trying to beat you. It's that we want to see each other get better and improve, and by building each other up, that competition builds greatness in both of us. And so I agree with you 100%. I don't know where it started in our friend group. When we played games, you were expected to play everything, whether that was a first-person shooter or a fighting game or whatever it may be. And I don't know how these games got added to the rotation, but you can bet there was absolutely Toadstool Tournament like sessions that got very, very serious. The tennis games got very serious. I don't know why maybe baseball and soccer didn't catch on like that. I think it's because, like you said, they were very end of life to the extent that they were like almost Wii games. So maybe that's why. But yeah, I agree with you. I think sports is such a weird thing. Here's the best way to explain it. If you had a JRPG that you really enjoyed and you tried to give that to somebody who had never played an RPG in their life, that's kind of it's too narrow of a focus to start on. And so for me to sit there and hand you a sports game and be like, I'm going to hand you golf. Well, I don't think that's going to work. I could hand you something that's maybe an action sport because I know you like action, or I could hand you something with a really good soundtrack and, and be like, you're going to enjoy this because of the soundtrack. Just have fun. So maybe that's it. Maybe there's kind of like this handshake that has to happen in order for you to take a game that you wouldn't normally play. But you're right. Gosh dang it, man. Those games are some of the best sports games of all time.
I mean, I just need a good friend to convince
That's
me.
what it is. Yeah.
I mean, well, because maybe we grew up doing that, so that's how I end up playing games that I wouldn't normally play. As one of my friends is like, "Hey, we should play this game," and I'm like, "I don't want to." And they're like, "It's gonna be fun. You sure?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's really fun." Oh, okay. And then I end up playing Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. Do I understand football now? Kind of more. I think I do, baby.
I'm telling you, dude, the joy of watching you get the sports bug mid-season, man, I've never been so happy in my life. The joy of realizing that Stinkbutt it was not joy on my end, that Stinkbutt was going to win league MVP, and the anger and the rage that built up inside of me when all of my Skaven, who were scoring so many points a game, didn't win because those points were spread out. Oh, I was so angry.
Yeah, slowly becoming like, I'm going to come up with a strategy to win. That was a good time. I don't know. Well, man, we were so fucking pissed off when we found these Mario sports games that we had never played. We had so much fun with the Game Boy Advance Mario sports games, the Game Boy Color ones, the ones on the N64, and some, the ones on the GameCube. And then we found out that there was several that I didn't even know they existed. I thought that the Mario sports games had like vanished for a while and then they came back for the Switch.
Yeah, exactly the same. I thought the exact same thing.
I don't know why I would have thought that, considering the Wii was like the most like sports oriented system as far as you could play with the Wiimote to play different sports games. I remember playing the Wii Sports. Have you ever played Wii Sports? This is totally random here. If you had a Wii, you probably played Wii Sports. It was a great time. I just didn't know if you had a Wii. I feel like everybody had a Wii though in that time period.
Yeah.
They were like kind of cheap. People used them as Netflix machines back then. Or Hulu machines, I don't know. Well, that's what my wife used it for, I'm pretty sure. Well, that was before I met her and taught her the ways, everybody. No, she figured it out. I don't know. But I don't know. I can't believe. I wish we could talk more about those games aside from what we've already said. But we just haven't played them yet. But we're so jacked. We're gonna be tracking these things down. Maybe we should have played them before we did this little podcast about it. But we had to get this story out there for people who didn't know, like us.
We were too jacked. We had to. We'll find these games. We'll do a deep dive. We'll let you know just how good they are.
This is a I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm still mad that Camelot. It's just come back and make another sports RPG, Camelot. What are we doing?
The good ones.
Nintendo, hire these fuckers to do it again.
Yeah.
Come on. Let them. They made Waluigi, for fuck's sake.
You know, we kind of alluded to this. I played the Switch version of golf and tennis, and they're nothing close to what I expect or want from Nintendo. And honestly, I could say the same thing about the 3DS versions of the games, where it's so frustrating to me when those features were there on the Nintendo 64. They were there on the GameCube. And then obviously, like we said, we kind of lost our way a little bit on the Wii and the Wii U. But those features should still be there on the Switch. You should never take features away from a game and expect the game to still be good or have any inclination that it's, you can't take out an RPG from a game and say, well, we're going to replace it with the ability to let everybody tee off at the same time. That's not a comparable trade. That's not fair. You're trading speed and action for depth and quality, and that's not what people want. And I think that's reflected in the sales. I'm right there with you, man. I'm all worked up, and Camelot, you need to just lock in. That's what you need to do.
My favorite idea about them coming back and making another one is they can use the damn Miis for your character creator. I love when Nintendo uses the Miis for stuff. I think they are just a wonderful character creator design. I think they're just so simple and fun. They briefly had them in the Animal Crossing stuff. Oh, we forgot to fucking talk about in the GameCube retrospective. Animal Crossing!
Oops.
Hey
guys, we're getting ready to start the stream.
Future me, cut that part. That's just fucking.
Wait. We'll get them next time, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get them next time.
The Mario Tennis Game Boy game. If you haven't played this game, I love old pixel graphics. I love old RPGs. I especially love like the 8-bit soundtrack stuff. This game has everything. It's like Anthony here was like, I was like, hey Anthony, I wanna play an RPG. He's like, I got you, brother. And he made this game. That's what this game is. He made a sports game for me to play an RPG. It was on the Game Boy Color, so you got full color. Man, I just can't believe how good it controlled. It was just so fun to play this game and to build your character up. I remember spending so much time playing this game. I just want Camelot to come back and make some more of them. Oh my gosh, they just did so good. And I've not played the Switch versions of the Mario sports games. By the time I got the Switch, I was kind of getting back into Nintendo again because I got burned on the Wii U. I'd bought the Wii U kind of end of cycle. I didn't really check reviews of stuff before I got it because I don't really like to look at reviews before I get something. I like to judge it for myself if I'm very interested in it, unless it's just like a resounding no from people which is pretty rare, I think, in game reporting.
Well, I think you and I both have come from a generation where game recording was such a esteemed thing. We trusted those people. If I was going to look at a review for an arcade game, I trusted the person who was writing the review. If I was going to look at a sports game, I trusted the person who was writing the review or making the video or whatever you want to call it. I think a little bit of that trust has been lost here with our generation of gamers. Yeah, obviously, I can't speak outside of our circle. I could be completely wrong on that, but yeah, you're exactly right. And I could talk about this until I'm blue in the face, but the thing that I think makes those Nintendo games so special, if I'm playing as a character in a sports game, let's say I'm playing as LeBron James. Everybody on Earth knows who LeBron James is. Let's say I'm playing as LeBron James. I want him to control differently than if I was playing some role player coming off of the bench. I don't just want to make more threes when I'm playing as LeBron. I want to be able to do things that no one else on the team can do, no one else in the game can do, because I'm playing as the best player in the game. So when you're playing a Mario game and you come up with Mario and he's dead even, he's Captain Clutch, he can do whatever you want him to do, and then you switch over to Bowser, and now all of a sudden you can hit shots that you never could do with Mario because he's so much stronger and bigger. But now the weight of that is, well, now I'm much slower. I'm much more reckless. I have less control. That's exactly what I want, man. I want sports games to have broken characters in them. That's the point. That's why I'm playing the game. I want broken characters, but I want them to have these glaring weaknesses that can be taken advantage of if you don't know how to use them. You just can't get that. I complain about Madden all the time and all of that stuff. You don't get that in current games from EA Sports. Nintendo had it. They had it in their hands and they just let it go.
Yeah. I remember thinking, why didn't they make a basketball game? Because I remember loving NBA Jam. And I realized that's a arcade game. There was a lot of crossover between arcade games and console games. That's pretty much why we have extra lives and stuff in those early games. Is those were quarter eaters, I guess. But NBA Jam, I loved that game. Another game. I mean, we haven't really talked about the Super Nintendo, and I'm not trying to bring up a lot of it, but I loved that. There was this silly Mega Man soccer game I loved because I love Mega Man, and that's why I got into Mario Strikers. I was like, oh, I'm going to get more of that from my childhood. I don't know how old I was when Strikers came out. Oh, what was it? The other game that I really liked, I guess it's a sports game. I mean, it's a blood sport, is Super Punch-Out. Loved Super Punch-Out on the Super Nintendo. And so I wanted more of that kind of stuff. And Camelot just kind of brings that goofiness, that Nintendo goofiness that you expect. I mean, I know that these games that I mentioned, hardly any of them, or I don't think any of them were made by Nintendo. Of course, Camelot is not Nintendo, but they're using Nintendo IP to make these games. But like you said, that just like ridiculousness, that it's not unrealistic, that capturing that holy shit, I can't believe that happened in real life sports, and then they just do it every time. It's just part of the game. Like, that's fucking awesome. That's why these Mario sports games were so fun, and why I looked forward to them so much after the N64, you know?
Yeah.
Those Camelot sports games, I mean, they'd made a name for themselves. So, but I still can't believe the fucking Square Enix made Mario. They made 2 Mario sports games. 2? I just can't get over that. We've been talking about that for like 2 weeks, I feel like now.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like, God. I'm like, dude, you read more about that? It's ridiculous. Soken made the fucking music. Are you fucking kidding me? All my XIV friends are going to be like, going, what? They made a what? And then we still don't. Okay, sorry, that's spillover. Still don't have Blitzball in XIV. Yeah. Okay, I'm on that part of the fence, folks. Just fucking move along. Yeah, are they really shocked we're doing a sports episode and I want Blitzball and fucking in XIV?
This is exactly what I'm talking about. I want you to imagine young A-Money playing Final Fantasy X for the first time. and you're playing through the game, and the main character is a blitzball star. Excuse me? Yeah, I'm in. You get the eject shot? Yeah, I'll be playing this for a while.
Would you call Final Fantasy X a sports game?
Absolutely. Yeah, you know how Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Okay.
Final Fantasy X is a sports game.
You know, that's the one thing they fucked up. They shouldn't have gave Tidus a fucking sword. They should have gave him the blitzball. Maybe they wanted to, and that's why they made Waka. This is we've gone off the rails here, folks.
Yeah, completely off the rails. Sorry about that.
You know what? Give me another RPG sports game like that. Mix in playing the sport too. More. Let's get a hot fusion of classic RPG with fucking classic arcade sports games. Give me that.
Well, they already have that.
Where what?
Yeah, WWE 2K25.
Stop it. That's
rich storytelling.
No.
vibrant characters.
I don't know.
Come on, guys, get on my lawn. Let's play WWE.
I don't know how much more I have to say about this topic.
Yeah, I think we've ran through our rant.
What are we going to talk about next week? I don't even know yet.
Talk about old wrestling games.
Okay. We're going to do a old wrestling game.
Wrestling.
It's like a mini episode of wrestling. That's a sports game. We could have talked about it on here.
No, sports entertainment.
Wrestling. It's more of a storytelling.
Mm-hmm. It really is
format. It's soap opera for men.
You're right. You're not wrong. I mean, it's for women too. It's not just for men.
For all.
Yeah, it's for everybody. Ladies,
wrestling's for everybody.
Have you ever wanted to see big, sweaty men wrestle in their underwear? No? Wait, come back.
Rhea Ripley can riptide me any day.
Jeez, man. I need to send you some Tony Storm clips. I'm gonna get you on the Tony Storm bandwagon.
Okay. No, you can't. You won't. It won't work.
Okay.
I told this joke once. Do you know I'm a heroin addict? Yeah, I'm into big, strong women saving the day.
That's so bad.
With that, we're leaving you with that, folks.
Yeah, we're leaving.
And then next time, Anthony will tell you his famous joke. Actually, leave him with it.
Oh, okay. You guys want to hear two short jokes and a long one?